Okay, anyway, are you guys ready? All right, so I got 5 characters for you today. One's a bachelorette, one's a bachelor. One of them is a character that if anybody has played the early access build, you will know about. So let's just dive into what I'm supposed to be doing. This is Alice. Ahoy! All right, so this is our bachelorette of the week, Alice Brandt. She is 27 and she's the oldest of the Brandt children, which actually we introduced Jack Brandt last week. He was the lumberjack who is completely and utterly obsessed with his job. Alice is currently working at the famous Stanley and Stanley law firm in the city. However, for reasons that if you get to know her, you'll figure out these reasons a little bit more. She has been forced to take a leave of absence and has been living in Bedford Valley for the past couple seasons or so before the player arrives, trying to take care of something. While you might sometimes see Alice in the business suit that she is standing in right there, you will often be seeing her in a waitress uniform because Alice can't sit still, and after seeing that the inn is quite literally in shambles, she decided that she was going to be a waitress there and try to turn it back around. This has not been going very well for her, and she kind of now regrets this decision, but she is in fact a waitress at the end now. Personality-wise, Alice is a very stubborn individual who believes that she is right about everything, thus her trying to fix the inn in the first place. She's very serious about anything she puts her mind to, so she really hates when she can't figure out how to do something in an efficient manner. Even when she does warm up to somebody, she can be a bit rude to you since she doesn't really know how to act around people that she likes, even in a completely platonic way. And she often judges people very quickly. However, she is very good at what she does. She's a very efficient person, and she really loves her family despite the fact that most of the time when you talk to her, she will probably be complaining about them in some way or another. Places to find her, since she lives at the inn at the moment and also works at the inn, you're gonna find her at the end a lot. But she also picks up her sister Skye from school, which actually I'm introducing Skye later today. So at times she will be at the Brandt's woodworks, which if she's there, 10 to 1 she is complaining about her father in some sort of capacity. So yeah, that's Alice. I'm trying to think of her likes and dislikes. There are a lot of characters in this game that obviously do not like you giving them trash. What do you know? Usually when somebody gives you trash, you're not very happy about being their garbage disposal. I believe that her favorite thing is potato soup, actually. She's quite a fan of potato soup, which is one of the 3 major foods that everybody seems to like in some sort of capacity in this game. One of the other ones being pancakes. Everybody is very, very obsessed with pancakes in this game. But anyway, this is Don. Oh my gosh, little kid. He's 8 years old, as you can probably tell by how little of a kid he is. Don Holst is the youngest child of April and Larry, and he's Denise's younger brother. So he's the youngest person who lives on the farm that is, quite frankly, much better than yours. However, Don doesn't seem to have any aspirations to take over the farm. Instead, he would rather explore mines and just generally get into all sorts of trouble that you get into when you adventure places. Don, he's a pretty hyperactive kid that really doesn't know how to turn off his on button. He feels his emotions to the extreme. So like, okay, for example, if he's excited, he'll be bouncing off the walls, but when he's sad, he'll sob till the cows come home. However, he's been proven to be a born leader. He often takes commands of the kids in town when either Pinka is not available or in fact their adversary. And he seems to have a crush on nearly all the girls in town and really looks up to Roy. Places to find him, Don attends school. So during the weekdays, he'll be gone for at least a decent portion of the day. However, after that, you'll find him running around his own farm a lot, playing at the ranch with his best friend Ponko, or he could perhaps be on your farm as well. Be careful. Some of the kids sometimes just like to randomly sit on your farm. But yeah, that's Don. Anyway, so that's Don. Ahoy. Moving on. All right. So, if you've played the early access build at all, you are quite familiar with Rosalyn at this point. She's 49 and she is wife of the town mayor, and by God does she know that she is the wife of the town mayor. Already from the prestigious Knight family, Rosalyn uses her influence to shape the town in her image, not necessarily in her image, but rather the image that she thinks is best for the town. Unfortunately, you as the player don't exactly fit in with this image, and Rosalyn's not scared to tell you about just how much she doesn't like you and how much she wants you to go away. Yes, colorfully minded, she is the evil woman, and Oro, she is the pancake woman. Personality, well, outside she seems like she's the perfect wife, mother, and friend. Rosalyn is, she's really rough around the edges. When she's not scheming, commanding, or generally just being ridiculous, she's making you pancakes. If you get the early access build, you'll know what I mean by the pancakes. Don't worry though, even when she's making you pancakes, you can still tell that she hates you. Places to find her, Rosalyn's a bit all over the place, and honestly, she won't be really responsive if you talk to her, but you can find her around the town hall quite often if you want to be berated and just generally feel awful about yourself. She also has Sunday brunch with her girlfriends, though she'll somehow be even ruder to you if you try to interrupt those, so have fun with that. I love how with Alice and Dawn I was like, yeah, those are those people, and you guys are like, that's cool, and then like the moment I mention Rosalyn, I get evil woman, the pancake woman, love that evil woman, burn the witch, ah yes, the terrible fave, and kill her until she's dead. Good job, you guys. Anybody who hasn't played the early access build's probably just like, she looks like such a nice woman. She's somebody. Anyway, so yeah, that's Rosalyn. She'll feed you some pancakes and walk into your house unannounced after revealing that she has a key to it. She's just a great lady. Anyway, moving on to somebody way nicer. Hey, this is Skye. What do you know? Skye is Jack's youngest daughter and Alice's younger sister. She's kind of considered the heart of the family, and because she often makes sure that Jack and Vince don't die from overexhausting themselves, and that Alice doesn't die from yelling at them so much. She's studious and a bit of an overachiever like her sister, but she's also a kid who holds some very big crushes, and by very big crushes, I mean one crush. She has a huge crush on Roy, and will often talk about her favorite show, My Glorious Horse, which will actually be a show that you can watch on your television, and I think that everybody will enjoy My Glorious Horse. Anyway, personality, when you first meet Skye, she's very shy and she doesn't seem to really know what to say. However, as she starts to open up to you, you'll quickly find that she's quite imaginative and honestly a little bit pushy. She kind of is Panka's foil in a lot of the ways, because Panka is just, she's somebody who tries to act like an angel but is in devil's clothing, while Skye can be a little bit pushy but is honestly just a good kid, and it takes Panka off. Anyway, places to find Skye. Skye also goes to school, so just like Dawn, so she'll be gone for a lot of the weekdays, but when she's not at school, she's often hanging around her house, watching TV, or trying to help her dad with something. Oro says, every time I see her, I get the feeling that she's a vampire. I don't know why you see that. Maybe it's because she has weird ponytail hair buns. Maybe those can be like her teeth. Maybe she like feeds on your blood with her little like ponytail hair buns. I love how I'm trying to like motion this out and you guys can't see me. Yeah, she is Kawaii Desune. Plus her chibi looks a little bit evil. Her chibi kind of does look evil. It kills people with ponytails. Yes. That is what she does. I mean, Oro just reviewed the whole plot of the game. I mean, we might as well just all go home. We don't need to do this anymore, do we? Anyway, my final character for today is Will. Hello, Will. So this is our bachelor of the day and our final character of the day. Woo! So this is William Kidd. He goes by Will for short. Will is 24. He's the oldest of the Kidd children, and he's actually set to inherit the general store once his parents decide to retire. He has a pretty good relationship with his sister, so you'll often see them run around just berating each other, because that's how They apparently have a good relationship. And Will is quite the ladies' man, or at least thinks he's quite the ladies' man. So if you play as a female character, a lot of his dialogue is actually changed depending on your gender. However, you can kind of tell that he's a little terrible at it. He actually, you'll notice kind of early in, he seems to have this fierce rivalry with Edward. I don't actually know if I've introduced Edward yet. He's one of the other bachelors, but it's completely one-sided. Edward has no idea about it. Because Will is really ticked off that Edward seems to be considered the best looking guy in town and that Edward doesn't even care about it. But anyway, his personality is he's very rambunctious and stands out even more so because his best friend's actually Rick, who I'll introduce probably next week, who is kind of the complete opposite of him. He's kind of has over the top antics and all of that. So yeah, you can find Will a lot at the general store because kind of helps at the desk and things like that since he's training to take over the store. So you'll see him there a lot. If he's not there, he's either at the inn or at his house. Kind of lazy. He spends a lot of time on his hair. Just beware, if you talk to him, he will talk about his hair a lot. Yeah, Will is definitely straight. Kind of his woman... See, that's the thing. He's a ladies' man, but I wouldn't say he's a womanizer, and I know that, like, there's not that much of a difference between those. I feel like there also is, but his character arc deals a lot with why he feels like he has to be that way towards people. I'm going to take all of these down now. Bup, bup, ba-dup, bup, bup, ba. So, hi again. Those are our characters. Superwatch. I was wondering if the villagers would comment on your relationship with the characters. No comment to it. There are going to... In ways, yes, they will, but in other ways, no, they won't. It's going to kind of depend on the situation. It's not going to be a type of thing where, like, let's say that you suddenly become super close with, like, Will. And everybody's like, oh, you and Will seem suddenly super close. But, like, you guys aren't dating. Probably nobody's really going to mention that very often. But if you guys, like, start dating, for example, you might have, like, Jessica be like, ooh, you're dating my brother? Why are you doing that? Don't date my brother. What are you doing? And things like that. Yeah, Claude says, Aura says, yeah, Claude, welcome to this chat. Half the people here want to marry you. Yeah. We actually have an intern at the office named Will, and he just, like, now in our chat just, like, talks like he's the character Will. It's pretty great. We also have a Don. We have a lot of people who ended up being, like, our character names, and it was pretty funny. Superwatch, or if they will interact with your children, like Rosalyn would say something about you being a bad parent, etc. Honestly, no comment on that right now. I'm kind of in two minds about things like that, and I haven't been able to get to those scripts yet, so I don't want to say one way or the other right now. But that would be cool if characters could interact with your kids and stuff. I would just want it to be really good rather than just, like, kind of forced in there. So that's what I usually try to do is, you know, there might be less content overall, but it's all really good content instead of trying to do everything and all of it's, like, really meh. I think there's a lot of things in this game, though. There's a lot of words in this game. I'm hoping that when you're married that we can at least have a little bit more events where it's like, oh yeah, I have a husband or a wife. This is good. This is a thing. And then happy fun times happen. I don't know. That sounded wrong. I will probably be going. Thank you all for joining me, and I hope that anybody who couldn't hear this can hear it on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube watching this, I'm sorry that I talked about you not being able to hear me all the time, because you could. So anyway, thank you so much, you guys. Bye!